Weird look.
Hey everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Blessings.
Blessed full moon in Scorpio, everyone.
No.
In Taurus.
Taurus.
Scorpio season.
Scorpio season.
Sorry. But...
Scorpio season. Full moon in Taurus. Hi. Blessings, love, peace, joy, community, connection, forgiveness, calm, tranquility. Sending y'all all the things. Sending us all the things.
I receive all of that. Thank you.
Good. Thank you. Thank you for receiving. Sometimes that's the hardest part.
Do wise
like,
to
yes, please, I need it. Thank you. I'm receiving it.
My girlfriend's mama in Savannah would say, you'd do wise to do such and such a thing. I'd do wise to receive it.
I like that, yeah.
So
I like the connection of wisdom and doing, action.
Mm-hmm.
And not just like, I like wisdom it in my brain, in my thoughts. That's nice. Like, I like a wisdom it in my actions.
Dude, that is so interesting because that is completely in sync with a message that I've been receiving personally from Spirit for a couple of weeks now. There's a lot of depth and ground that covers. And so thank you. I completely receive that and appreciate you giving me the confirmation.
Yeah, you're welcome. Also, thank you to your friend's mom who says that. Cause I was just hearing it. But yeah, action. I've been realizing lately a lot of us we think about things. We think that we want this. We think that we stand for things. We think that we believe in this. But thinking about it is not enough. You have to like actually do something. You know, like I think that I'm writing this book in my head. I've been writing it for years and years and years, right? But we can apply that to a lot of things. So action.
Yeah.
Action.
Yeah.
Take some action.
Participation, not just, you know, an armchair, you know, on the sidelines. And that's something that for some specific things for me that my spirits have been telling me about a lot lately. And it actually came up in a reading with a client yesterday.
Don't you love that when you're reading for someone and
so
you're like,
trippy.
let me take notes. This is for me. I need this advice.
Oh, excuse me, I'm gonna. But this is your reading, and this is about you. But like, okay, I got.
But we're all connected. You know, we're all interrelated. Whether or not we've met or interacted, like we're still connected. We're still related. A lot of times we need the same wisdom, the same medicine. All right. So full moon in Taurus, ruled by Venus. This is about embodiment. This is your moment to ground. We've been going through shifts and changes. We got more shifts and changes. Take a moment to ground, be in your body. If you're feeling stress, sadness, anxiety, fear, all those emotions that have been popping up for a lot of us lately, ask yourself where in your body, where do I feel them? Is it a specific spot? And then is there something I can do physically? Can I move my body in a loving way, in a joyful way, in a blissful way that alleviates both like the physical sensation, but also the emotional counterpoint? I think this is like a really nice full moon moment to remember the mind-body connection.
Yes. I definitely am experiencing a lot of anxiety and stress in my body in ways. And again, you know, being in your body in and of itself is something to come back to being in my body. And, you know, maybe for me, focusing on that Taurus energy of slow, steady, consistent,
but also lovely, right? Taurus is like kind of luxury, very Venus-y, very like the velvet and the chocolate. Like, come back to your body, but also enjoy having that body. You know?
Yeah. Wow. Wow, that's really interesting. I watched something from one of my favorite YouTubers yesterday that was very much in alignment with that, and I made this really nourishing, supportive soup. Oh, I got some soup for you. Remind me, I got some
Thank
soup
you.
for you. This beautiful, a lot of root veg in it soup, because any way that I can sneak vegetables in, it has to be
especially the
very
roots
crafty.
though, with the grounding, the rootedness. I love that you're using root vegetables.
Yes, so it's very much root veg and seasonal veg of butternut squash and sweet potato, a lot of onion, garlic, cauliflower, actually mushrooms in there, which, as I say it, God, that sounds so just blah. But it's really tasty. And for people who love vegetables, you're probably like, oh my God, yeah. So yeah, but it was just like the velvety smoothness of it, as well as something that I enjoyed and got lost in the process of creating something that was beautiful and nourishing, and had music on that just kind of took me back to a time when, little did I know it, life was a hell of a lot simpler. But you know, that just getting lost in the physical process, but incorporating, you know, very witchy intent in the doing of, you know, not just like, let me throw these vegetables in pot, you know, move it on. Activating and blessing the plant medicine that's in those vegetables with the intention of support, preparation, you know, depending upon what your spiritual practice is and the wheel of year, you know, as we're in Samhain season. Samhain, the day is past, but Samhain season and preparing for Yule season. What people would have done in certain cultures to, like, well, it's gonna be a long winter, so buckle up. And so creating things that have sustainability for the long haul. And yeah, just made me think of what you're saying.
I love that. Well, thank you.
Remind me I have soup for you.
Your soup blessing. Thank you.
No soup for you.
Oh, yes.
Soup
yes,
for you.
all the soup. So, should we pull some cards?
Let's pull some cards for the full moon. I am using, and it's interesting, I have, well, 3 decks on the table, but it's interesting, I went to this deck, which is in alignment with what I guess I was just kind of saying, of support. And this is not the original copy, but this is the first tarot deck I ever got when I bought my first deck of cards in 1991. And it's the Hanson Roberts deck. And I realized, like, oh, wow, I just went back to firmly rooted, grounded. Yeah, so that. I'm using the Hanson Roberts deck. And I do trim my deck, so this one is trimmed.
And this, of course, is the Noble Moon Tarot deck.
Venusian beauty, all right.
Very loud of Venus energy, a lot of pink, very femme, very lovey. And I'm working on the companion Noble Moon Oracle deck, which was going to come out maybe...
So pretty.
Thank you.
So pretty.
I was thinking it was going to come out in summertime, but now I'm trying to get it out for the first 100 days of the new administration. And it's going to be it's an affirmation deck. The Oracle has an affirmation on it, but the book is going to be a guide for, let's see if I can remember it, self-care, practical activism, and magical resilience. And the light went out, but that's okay.
I'm like very confused.
Oh, because I didn't plug it in, it was charged.
No, my light just dimmed.
Oh, did we lose something?
Okay, guys, we're in real time because that's how I do things. Alexa, you connected?
Yes.
Okay, that's super weird. Okay, Alexa, stop. Thank you. Alexa, stop. Thank you. No, thank you. Sorry, guys. Real life. That's so weird that both of our lights went out. I don't know what that means. This is really interesting. Both of our ring lights at the same time went out, and I was wondering if there was like some weird power outage, but
stock up on candles. solar powered chargers. Y'all, I'm obsessed with solar energy. Solar energy, gonna save the world. Get yourself a solar charger. Anyways. Eight of Swords. This, y'all.
Hi, that's me right now.
Hi, this is all of us. Okay, but let's take a look at this card. It looks scary. She's tied up. She's blindfolded. There's all these swords all over the place. But if y'all look close, her hands, they're not tied up. Her hands are free. She can reach up. She can untie herself. She can take the blindfold off. She can look around and be like, okay, there's some swords. That's scary. But there's no one holding the swords. There's no one else there. She's the one who's keeping herself prisoner. Her lack of awareness of the situation is what's keeping her prisoner. So y'all, we feel trapped in a lot of ways right now, but we have freedom in other ways. So this is just an encouragement. Use the freedom that you have. Take the blindfolds off. Look at what the situation actually is, and then do the action, like what we were talking about. Do the action. Walk out. Get yourself actually free or more free.
And
What you got?
I got the Six of Wands.
Wow.
So if you take Claire's advice, it will
Wow.
lead you to feeling much more energized, inspired, and be able to have a sense of victory over whatever battles or obstacles. And being a swords card, from that mental anxiety, that mental stress, the prison that the mind can be when there's a lot of overthinking. And it's not to say that those thoughts are not true or valid. It's just perhaps picking apart which ones maybe are not, or maybe they all are, but which ones are serving you and how can you use them in a better way that would lead to this, okay, as opposed to the stationary stuckness in the Eight of Swords. Now we have a card of movement and travel and go, which is a personal message for me about something that I'm having a challenge with right now that lets me know, don't you worry. You'll be where you need to be tomorrow. So.
And also a celebration.
Yes.
Of like, once you get on the other side of things, celebrate the battles that you've won.
Yeah.
You know? So we're never really at the finish line, but celebrate the steps. So we've been talking about embodiment, especially for this Taurus full moon. And so I brought the grimoire that comes with the Noble Moon Tarot deck, because in the grimoire we've got an affirmation, there's a gemstone, a chakra, a deity, a ritual, but there's also a yoga pose, a way to embody the cards. And so I just wanted to share. I love
that about your deck. I do. I love that. I mean, it's just the care and the intention and love that you put into your deck, but in this unbelievably comprehensive guidebook, it gives us the ability to use the cards in the way that we may already know, but this additional information as to how to put it into practical application.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For that. So for Eight of Swords, we've got extended side angle pose, but with the bind, where if that is in your practice, you take, your arm behind, maybe your other arm reaches underneath your leg, your hands meet in the middle, and you add that bind. So this is just looking at where is it a choice to add binds, where can binds be beneficial, where can you let go of binds. We can't untie all of our binds necessarily, but pay attention to the ones where you do have access, where you can make that choice. And then for six of Wands, we've got Warrior One, which is like once you get out of those binds, where do you want to direct that energy?
I love that.
Thank you.
I love that. Is there going to be... I'll ask you that later. I just have an idea.
Thank you. We'll talk about it later.
We'll talk about that later. Can you tell I was raised by a Scorpio? Like, we are not having personal family conversations. So, I'm going to ask you something.
Anyways, I think that's all we got for
I
now.
think that's all we got right now. And all I can say is I'm going to take Claire's advice. Anybody, if you've met me for 5 seconds, I have no game face. So, yes. I'm this guy right now. And some physical challenges that are happening as a result of stress and anxiety. And so I'm going to take her advice so that I can be this guy, and hopefully
This is where we're moving.
those
This is
of
where
us,
we're going.
yes, who take her advice can and will. And thank you for my coffee. And thank you for being my friend.
Thank you for being my friend.
And
thank you for being like video making accountability buddy. Also,
thank you for making thank you for being video making accountability buddy, because because that's how this video is being made today.
We hope y'all like it. Keep breathing, keep moving, move in a way that feels good today. Y'all got this. We'll catch you later.